Before we jump into today's episode, I'm so excited to be able to tell you that my debut book, Optimal You, Supercharge Your Energy, Strengthen Your Immunity, will be published on the 19th of November, with the Kindle edition available on the 18th for 99p for one day only, so set an alert in your diary. Optimal You is a groundbreaking guide uncovering the 8 pillars of health for supercharged energy and strengthened immunity to optimize your health and extend your health span. Delve into evidence-based strategies to optimize nutrition, balance your lifestyle, reduce toxin exposure, and address root causes of health imbalances. There's a 14-step anti-inflammatory nutrition blueprint included in the book to supercharge your mitochondria and fortify your immune system. Plus, my 4 lifestyle S's, sleep, stress, strength, and social, that form the foundation of optimal well-being. The book will help you to empower yourself with practical tools and insights to embark on a transformative journey towards the optimal version of you. You can pre-order your copy or read what people are saying about the book at optimalyoubook.com. Now let's head to today's episode. Welcome to the Good Health Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Good, a certified functional medicine practitioner, registered nutritionist, and author. In this podcast, we delve into the world of energy and immune health and wellness with positivity, from optimal health and energy to stress and burnout, right through to immune conditions such as thyroid and autoimmune disease. We deep dive into functional medicine, nutritional medicine, and lifestyle medicine, as well as the personal stories of our amazing guests, from Olympians to famous faces and guest experts from all different parts of the health and wellness world. It's time to stop letting your health hold you back and become the optimal version of you. Don't forget to come and join the conversation on Instagram at good_health, that's GOODE, or visit the website nicolegoodhealth.com to find out more. If you're looking into NMN as a supplement, we're really proud to have partnered with W Wellness, and you can jump to the link below this episode to have a look at our energy and longevity edits on supplementation, or to have a look at our recommended NAD supplement. Okay, so today we are back with part 2 of our discussion around NMN and longevity. So if you listened to last week's episode, you'll know we delved into the science of NMN and looked at what it can do and how it works. Today we're looking into action steps for optimal health around NMN. So let's jump straight in. Last time we looked at how the potential of nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN, could help to improve health. We looked at how it improves energy levels. We looked at the enhancement of cognitive function. We looked at how it supports cardiovascular health and metabolic health. And we looked at the broader implications of this towards longevity. But today what we're going to do is look at the impact of factors that we can control on NMN and those NAD levels. So we looked at NMN as a precursor to those NAD levels. And today we're going to look at some of those factors that we can work on and how we can help to improve these levels in the body. So let's start with stress. Chronic stress is known to deplete NAD levels through various mechanisms, including increased production of reactive oxygen species and heightened activity of NAD plus consuming enzymes like poly-ADP ribose polymerases. So stress-induced inflammation and oxidative stress can exacerbate that NAD decline, potentially reducing the effectiveness of NMN if we do try to increase those levels. So what action steps can we put in place to help improve NMN against stress? So the first thing is to practice stress management techniques. So we want to engage in regular stress-reducing activities. This could be things like mindfulness, meditation, yoga, or deep breathing exercises. These practices all help to lower that cholesterol and reduce the oxidative stress that depletes NAD. Even just a few minutes a day can actually make a significant difference. We also want to engage in physical activity because exercise is a natural stress reliever and it helps to release those endorphins that are going to improve mood and reduce anxiety. We will look at physical activity in a moment. We can also cultivate those social connections. So strong social ties are linked to better mental health and longevity. And making time to really connect with friends, with family, or join a community or a group to help to foster those relationships is really important. We can also schedule downtime. So it's become really common these days that we kind of frown upon doing nothing, but actually doing nothing can be really good for us. So ensuring that you've got that time to relax and recharge, whether that's going to be through hobbies, time in nature, unwinding with a good book, or doing nothing. Regular downtime is essential for preventing that burnout and helping to maintain long-term health. Another thing that can be really beneficial for stress is neuromodulation, and I love to use my Sensate for this. So this is a little tool that you put on your chest and it vibrates and it helps with vagal toning. We'll drop a link below the episode to get your sensate if you want to have a look and learn more about this as a tool for stress management. We'll also add the code as well to get a discount on one of these. It's also really important that if you really are struggling with stress, seek professional support. There is no harm, there is no judgment in reaching out and getting support, whether that be with a mental health professional, a counsellor, or whether you need to work on some other aspect of your health. Professional guidance really can help you in building and maintaining those strategies for managing stress and improving overall well-being. And that is all going to help with improving these NMN levels and therefore this NAD that we know this chronic stress depletes in the body. Next, let's take a look at sleep. Adequate and quality sleep really is crucial for maintaining healthy NAD levels. And sleep deprivation can lead to increased oxidative stress and inflammation, which negatively impacts that NAD metabolism. So during sleep, the body performs essential repair processes that rely on NAD, making insufficient sleep a really significant factor in NAD depletion. What can we do? We can prioritize sleep hygiene. So establish that regular sleep cycle. We can create a really comfortable sleep environment. Ideally, we want a room that's around 17 degrees. We want it to be dark. We can practice relaxation, some of those stress management techniques before we go to bed. We should be aiming for around 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night, and quality of sleep is just as important as the length of time. So really important that we work on sleep and our sleep hygiene and build and establish a regular sleep schedule and a sleep routine before bed, turning those screens off. Really, really important if we want to support that NAD production. On that, we can also limit blue light exposure. So reducing exposure to screens and artificial light in the evening is really going to help to regulate that circadian rhythm and improve sleep quality. Blue light can really interfere with the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that is really critical for sleep. And that's going to have that knock-on effect on that NMN and NAD. It's also really important if you do have trouble sleeping or you suffer from a sleep disorder, such as insomnia or sleep apnea, that you seek medical advice, because addressing these conditions and these issues can really help to improve that sleep quality and therefore support that NAD level. So next we have that strength picture. The impact on NMN and NAD is that physical strength and muscle mass have a significant impact on those NAD levels. Things like regular resistance training and strength building exercise can really help to enhance that mitochondrial function and improve that NAD metabolism. Conversely, if we get that muscle loss and we have that sedentary behavior, that can lead to decreased NAD levels and reduce NMN's effectiveness. So action steps to take, really try to incorporate some strength training into your routine. So engage in those regular strength training exercises. That could be weightlifting, it could be body weight exercises, or it could be resistance band workouts, could even be swimming. But aim for at least 2 sessions a week that are going to really help to support that muscle health and those NAD levels. We can also look to incorporate that aerobic exercise, so activities such as walking, running, cycling, and swimming, all going to really help to improve that cardiovascular health, increase that mitochondrial efficiency, and boost those NAD levels. Ideally, we want to be aiming for around 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise a week. We can also practice flexibility and balance exercises. So incorporating in exercises like yoga or Tai Chi can really help with flexibility and balance, but also works on that stress management picture as well. These activities also really help to promote a sense of well-being, which is really vital for that longevity picture. The key with exercise is to try and prioritize consistency. So even if it's in smaller amounts, rather than being more sporadic and not very consistent with your workouts, it's much better to do less and build a consistent routine and then build up from there, rather than pushing yourself too much that you end up out of the game for longer. So if you need to drop back on the amount, you need to do less, do that, but do it consistently. Another thing you can do is to stay active throughout the day. So avoid long periods of inactivity. Try to incorporate some physical activity into your daily routine, such as taking the stairs instead of getting in the lift, or going for a walk on your lunch break, getting up from your desk once every hour to go and get yourself a drink. Anything that just keeps you moving through the day. And also make sure with this strength picture that you're optimizing that recovery. So make sure you are allowing adequate time for muscle recovery between strength training sessions, and you are getting proper rest and nutrition support to help support that muscle repair and overall metabolic health. The next thing you can do to help support yourself is actually sunlight. So exposure to natural sunlight has a positive impact on NAD levels and overall health. And the sunlight exposure helps to regulate our circadian rhythms It helps to support vitamin D synthesis, and it can also improve mood and energy levels. And these factors all contribute to maintaining healthy NAD levels and improving the effectiveness of NMN if you do decide to supplement with it. So action steps for this: get regular sunlight exposure. Aim for at least 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure each day, especially in the morning, first thing when you wake up. That sunlight's really going to help to regulate that circadian rhythm. Use sunscreen wisely. So while moderate sun exposure, of course, is beneficial, do protect your skin against excessive UV radiation. So you might want to get out there for the first 15 to 30 minutes and get that sunlight exposure on your skin, but then make sure that you're getting that sun cream on after that. For those where we live in a limited access to, where we live in an area with limited access to natural sunlight, we could consider light therapy. So light therapy is using that light box to really help regulate that circadian rhythm and improve mood. And this is something that you should consider if you really do feel, especially that the seasons affect you. So sunlight really important as well for boosting those NAD levels. Another thing we need to look at is alcohol. So excessive alcohol consumption actually negatively affects NAD levels by increasing that oxidative stress and promoting NAD depletion. So chronic alcohol use can impair that mitochondrial function, disrupt those metabolic processes, and lead to a decrease in NMN and NAD. So limit your alcohol intake, drink in moderation, adhere to those guidelines, and make sure that you're not binge drinking specifically, but make sure that you're not drinking too much. Also, stay hydrated, so ensure adequate hydration when consuming alcohol, but also just day to day. Dehydration can exacerbate those negative effects of alcohol on NAD levels. So really important to make sure you are staying hydrated. And hydration generally really, really important for that cellular health. And then you can also support liver health and overall metabolic function by maintaining a balanced diet. So making sure you've got a diet rich in the nutrients and antioxidants needed. That overall liver health is going to help to support if you are drinking alcohol. On that, let's jump to the big one. Let's jump to nutrition. Nutrition plays a crucial role in supporting NAD levels and the effectiveness of NMN. So a diet rich in nutrients that supports NAD biosynthesis and mitochondrial function is going to enhance the benefits of NMN. And conversely, a poor diet high in those processed foods and low in essential nutrients is going to negatively impact NAD levels. The first thing we really want to do is consume a balanced diet. We want to focus on a diet rich in whole foods, including fruits and veg, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats, and foods that are high in precursors for NAD synthesis, such as tryptophan and niacin. They can all support NAD production. So as well as your nutrition fueling your body and giving you that energy, it's also playing a critical role in maintaining healthy NAD levels, essential for that cellular function and energy production. We want to get those NAD boosting foods in there. So certain foods are rich in NAD precursors that can help to support the body's natural production of NAD. These foods include things like lean proteins, so things like your chicken and your fish, green leafy vegetables such as spinach and kale, and whole grains like quinoa and brown rice. We also want to focus on antioxidant-rich foods. So antioxidants help to combat that oxidative stress. And we want to include a variety of really colourful fruit and veg. So things like berries, tomatoes, bell peppers, really high in those antioxidants such as vitamin C, vitamin E, and beta-carotene. We also want to emphasize healthy fats. So omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds, all really known for supporting that heart health and reducing inflammation. And incorporating these healthy fats into your diet can help to complement NMN's benefits, particularly for cardiovascular health. We also want to reduce processed foods. So those processed foods often contain unhealthy fats, sugars, and additives that really contribute to that inflammatory picture. Minimizing those foods in favor of these whole and processed foods is really going to help you to maintain optimal NAD levels. We can also look to intermittent fasting. So some studies have suggested that intermittent fasting can help to increase NAD levels by promoting autophagy. And autophagy is the body's process of clearing out the damaged cells. So if it suits your lifestyle, and if you don't have any contraindicatory reasons why you shouldn't intermittent fast, you might want to consider putting that into your routine. You should always talk to a healthcare provider, practitioner about whether this is something that might work for you before you make any of those sort of significant changes to your eating patterns. But it is something in the science that is coming up as a possibility of something that we can use to help to increase those NAD levels. Really important as well, if you are going to supplement with NMN and implement these lifestyle changes, make sure that you're monitoring your progress. And really can be helpful to have regular health checkups with this. Make sure you're working with a practitioner who understands NMN and NAD and can really help you with how to manage it. Also listen to your body, pay attention to how you feel. Are there improvements in energy levels, cognitive function, your overall well-being? all indications of how things are going for you. Be prepared to adjust your approach as well. So consult a certified practitioner. Working with a functional medicine practitioner or healthcare provider who is experienced in longevity can help you to make really informed choices about whether that NMN supplementation is going to be right for you, as well as all the other aspects of your health plan, and pull everything together to get you on a really good protocol for longevity and energy. When we're looking at things like dosages with things like NMN, it's very personalized. It depends on health status. It depends on your goals. It depends on age. Depends on what medications, supplementations you're on, whether you have any diagnoses. So really important to speak to somebody before you just jump in and start taking supplements. But as this research on NMN and longevity evolves, we can stay really informed about the new findings and recommendations so that you can make the best choices for your own health, for your energy, and for your longevity. NMN really does represent a promising frontier in the science of longevity, and it has this really critical role in boosting these NAD levels, as well as its potential impact on cellular senescence, metabolic health, energy, all these other things that we've looked at. If you want to learn more about the potential of NMN, then please do reach out to us. We'll drop the links below so that you can book an inquiry call if you want to speak to us at the Good Health Clinic. And we can really help you to look at these therapies and these lifestyle changes and these nutrition needs to your specific needs and goals. If you're ready to take your next step towards longevity, I encourage you to dig deeper into the related topics and resources that we're going to link below. We'll link some of the blog posts below. We'll link some other podcast episodes and some of our free resources, as well as the link to book a free inquiry call with us so that you can take those steps now to really lay the foundation for a healthier and longer life, and one where you feel really empowered and supported at every stage of your journey. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into NMN and its impact in the body, and I hope it's helped you to understand some of the latest research into longevity science. We'll be back next week with a guest episode of the Good Health Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Good Health Podcast. Do share the episode with anyone you think it may benefit, and help us to spread the word on all things health and wellness by rating, liking, or subscribing to the podcast. If you want more, you can listen to more episodes on your favorite podcast app, or sign up to my newsletter for my favorite tips, tricks, health advice, brands, recipes, and more at nicolegoodhealth.com/newsletter. Have a lovely week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Good Health Podcast.